This video is going to rehash a little bit about the Squier Sonic Bronco bass. So, these basses come with a Strat pickup. And I don't just mean a Strat shaped pickup, I mean stock pickup has a cover because it's an actual Strat pickup. Now, I don't really think it's a huge concern that it has 6 pole pieces and 4 strings, because as you can see, there's 2 really large ceramic magnets covering the bottom. The strongest magnetic pull is going to be above these poles. These are slugs. But I feel like, based on the tones when I played it and recorded and some other stuff, I don't think this is going to be awful in terms of balance, in terms of tone, in terms of all that. It's pretty good. I like this pickup. Now, somebody asked me, why don't they just make something with 4 poles? And I think it's because this is Squier, and they are making hundreds of thousands of guitars per year, and they have to make 3 of these per Strat as it is. So it just makes sense for them to take one, throw a cover on it, and slap it in here. I don't know. I guess that's the reason why. I'm not really 100%. Just speculating. Now, if you go check out my channel, I have tested a few different Strat-sized rail pickups to be hum canceling in here and also to give more output. If you're going to swap pickups, I'm going to assume you probably want some more output, so that you have a little bit more bass content. It's a little bit more full. Also, going ahead and swapping for something hum canceling is a win-win. Then you don't have any single coil hum. I tested that stock pickup and saw the single coil hum isn't really that bad in clean circumstances. If you have some drive, yeah. If you have some electronic stuff, yeah. But I don't really think it's unbearable at all. Out of all of the pickups that I have tried, this is what we're sticking with here. This is by 916 Pickups. It is a 51 P-bass style pickup, the design and everything. But an actual 51 P-bass single coil pickup like this is too big to fit through this pick guard. It's not the same dimensions as this. Matt at 916 got a used Bronco pickup to make sure that he could get the dimensions correct. This is fun because I have tested this very thoroughly for him. So much so that I have 2 of these. This is what his design looks like. This is the first iteration with Alnico 5 poles and neodymium booster magnets on the bottom. This is just one design that he can do. He can do several different magnet designs. And if you can see, this is a stacked hum canceling design. So there's 2 coils here. So he wound this first one to 13K, which is a good bit of wire. But because it's a stacked design, it was kind of low output. This is why these things have to be tested. This is kind of low output. So he went to a thinner gauge wire and wound this one, which is 22K. The 22K sounds ridiculous when you compare a lot of things, but this is stacked. And the output is slightly lower than really high output bass pickups and falls right in line with where I think it should be. Since Matt is truly like a custom shop, 916 Pickups is, he sent me a little paper here and said that he could make this pickup Al Neo, which is the Alnico neodymium combination. He could do just neodymium, which would require a steel slug. He said that the steel slug that runs through can sometimes be in limited supply, so you gotta check on that. He can make it in ceramic, or just Alnico 5, or just Alnico 2. You could do one with a steel slug and a bar magnet on the bottom, or the actual Alnico pole piece like this. The slug with the magnet on the bottom is more P90-ish, akin to this. And that gives you a different tone, interestingly enough. Whenever you have a setup like that, it's a little bit less articulate. And then everything that I just listed can be either true single coil or stacked coil. As I already said, the stacked coil cancels the hum, but it has to be wound hotter to sort of get to the output level. Now, also, since I've had this since December, I tested several different setups with this, and this pickup, despite being stacked, technically having two coils, sounds better in my opinion with an actual 250K pot. The dual rail hum canceling pickups that I tried elsewhere liked the 500K pot and could probably benefit from like a 1 meg pot. They were really dark. This is not dark. It actually sounds like a single coil to me. As it sounds like a single coil, I also think it can benefit from certain things like a boost in bass or a boost in some mids, if you're EQing your amp, something like that. And we'll play around with that in a second. Also, I wired this up with a very interesting tone pot that I purchased from a guy who wires these up that has an interesting feature. Let me show you. So, tone knob down acts normal. I'm going to show you that right now. If you pull the tone knob up, he has this wired up with like a transformer and some resistors, and it's very interesting. But when you pull it up, it completely changes. So I am going to pull up, roll it to about the middle. And from the middle, as you turn up, it's going to boost your mids. You turn down, it's going to cut your mids. So I tested this custom tone knob with a P bass, and it doesn't really sound that good with something like that. And also the mid boost is going to sound really bad with any sort of dual coil already mid forward pickup. But a pickup that's like a single coil with a mid boost, if you've ever paid attention to like Eric Clapton, David Gilmour, right, you know that single coils like mid boosts. So I found its home in here. I'm also going to include a screen cap of what this is. So now that we have been through all that with just a straight, direct recording tone, I want to show you some tones using this, because sometimes I find just straight bass to be a little bit boring. So I'm going to turn this on. These are the settings. I will give a tiny bass bump. And I'm going to make sure that my recording level is not overdriven, and we will play it on out. All right, here we go.